Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, I'm good. So let's just get into your background and where you from is that?
So I'm originally from Brunswick, Georgia. That's where I was born at. But I live a long period of time now in Atlanta, Georgia. That's currently where I reside at. So yeah, but I've been a lot of different places over the U.S. I even used to live out here in Houston too.
Oh, so how long did you live in Houston?
Uh, Probably about 6 months, something like that.
About 6 months or so. So, what made you go back to Atlanta then?
Basically, work, job opportunities, and that's basically where I'm from too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about the original city where you're from. Is that a small city?
So Brunswick, Georgia is basically where the islands and beaches are in Georgia.
Oh.
So a lot of times, when you think of Georgia, you may not think of islands or water and stuff like that. So where I'm from is actually where that stuff is where a lot of tourists and stuff come to. Also is where Jekyll Island is and St. Simon's Island, which is, popularly known for its own situation too. So yeah.
Gotcha. So, what's some advice that you would give someone that wanted to pursue a career similar to yours?
Biggest advice that I would give to anybody is just like research, because a lot of times, people they look at me and they see me for where I'm at now, but they don't process the fact that I literally had to go through a lot of ups and downs to get to where I'm at. And a lot of those downs don't get posted on Instagram and social media and stuff like that. So the main thing I would say is like do your research because a lot of times research will help you be able to get to the type of network that you want to have to give you, more value for what you're trying to accomplish.
Gotcha. So, what's one thing that you wish you had known before you began your career?
Man, one of the main things I wish I had known was keep keep a job, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep the 9 to 5, man. Cause I went through a lot of struggles financially just from creating something from nothing. And it sounds good and everything, but as you get older and as you begin to be wiser and progress, you begin to know like, hey man, I might have to go hit that clock at Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying? Cause that clock right there gonna pay my bills consistently. Then I'm able to do this, that, and the third, So yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Just like keep your day job until you get to the point where you can do the things that you want to do. And even when you get some of these deals, you get signed, this, that, that don't mean anything. Still need to have consistent flow of income.
Gotcha. So with that consistent flow of income, do you feel like you left your job too early because you say keep it 9 to 5?
Yeah, I definitely left my job too early. Shoot, I remember before I wound up moving to New York to get my first deal because I used to actually make music, like rapping and stuff, before I went fully into production. And I used to work at Denny's, Shout out to Denny's, man. I used to be a waiter.
You racking up them tips.
Definitely was. Making all type of money in tips. You might have thought I was trapping because I used to have like a wad of cash and everything. I got the 20s, the 1s, the 10s, the 5s. I remember getting pulled over once. Man. I got pulled over one time when I was in 12th grade with my homeboy in high school. And we was doing I was doing, he wasn't doing. I was doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And we got pulled over, man. And the police officers patted my pocket. He was like, what is this, drug, man? I don't do that, man.
Yeah. But that's the first instinct. They
Right.
see someone with a wad of cash.
Right. Especially if somebody was couple. So, that's what they gonna automatically think. We sell drugs. Nah, I wasn't selling drugs. I was selling stuff, but I wasn't selling drugs.
Yeah.
At the time, anything like that. So, yeah, man, I had money from doing that, but I messed myself up. Went pursuing music, moved up to New York, and really had a lot of cash or capital at all. But I did get a deal. But see, the messed up part about that was my A&R stole the money. He stole the money I was supposed to get for the deal. So then I was like, dang, bro.
So talk about that situation.
I mean, that was pretty much one of the lowest points because I had kind of been grinding, consistently performing in Brooklyn, off Nordstrom Ave at the Legacy Lounge, just doing showcases and stuff. Had a couple of A&Rs, execs come through there, check a couple of us out. One of my people's back during that time, he had a Sony A&R that was looking at him. And I had this guy from Island Def Jam, so he was like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make something happen with you. You from the South, you up here in NY, and you moving around and stuff. So I like your image. Yeah.
So, because you mentioned you stayed in New York, New York is a pretty expensive city.
Hey, I had family.
Oh yeah, so
I wasn't necessarily. In a sense, I still had to do what I had to do, but yeah, man. So that situation went crazy because it wasn't even the fact of having to pay the bills or anything like that. It was just like I definitely was striving to make something happen, and I made it happen. But then I wound up taking the L behind it. So after that, it learned me a lot about the music business and music entertainment.
You learned, how to navigate through there.
Yeah.
So, what other cities or states have you lived in?
I lived in Los Angeles. I've lived in Houston. I've lived in New York. I've lived in Florida. I think I was asked the other day, like, was me living in Florida had to do anything with music? And I was like, nah, I was just living there.
So, do you like to travel? You like to experience new things? Or is the movement situation mainly for, your career?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I think as a young man in life, sometimes you have to figure certain things out. And for everybody, it's different. Whereas for yourself, you might have not had to ever go outside Houston. You know what I'm saying? That might have not been what you needed to do.
Yeah.
But for me, because I made a lot of wrong decisions to get to the right decisions, I had experienced a lot of things. I remember one time I was living in Vegas. That was real interesting. But yeah, now that was for music though, so.
And see, Vegas is a pretty turned up city.
That's very, very turned up, man. They really don't sleep out there. It's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of great opportunities out there if you're a music artist and you know how to maneuver. Okay. So I actually even had a situation over there at the Aria at one point, but that fell through. So like I say, man, I went through a lot of setbacks before I even jumped into doing media and things like that. Because on the artistry side, when it comes to working with other artists, they would hit you over the head for a feature. Oh man, it's $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. As soon as I switched over to media, it was like, hey, can we get this interview on your platform?
Yeah.
So it was interesting, man. But that's how people be.
So you moving from state to state, city to city, mainly for your career. Do you feel like for an artist, on the artist side of things, that it's best to move out of your state for your hometown?
One of the best pieces of advice I can give with that, if you have opportunities to make money, yes. If you do not have some type of consistent pipeline to benefit you monetarily, no.
Then it wouldn't make sense.
Nah, man. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you continue.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, because you can stay in your city, just be ducked off, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Yeah. Have your little side hustle, you stack up all the money that you need for marketplace. That's it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And I was just gonna mention that because I know a lot of people, they might try to move to LA and pursue their career, but they don't have the money, so they go out there broken home just trying to make it work. Instead of already having an opportunity set for them.
Yeah, one of the things about LA is one of the positive things is at least if you go out there broken homeless, you sleeping in your car, you can go act. You can go do background work, write up a check, and you can also utilize your car depending on what year it is to do ride share services like Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, there's all type of hustles
Right,
out there. Yeah.
right. So that is one positive thing about also after I started, because you know in 2010, 2010 we didn't have Uber, we didn't have Lyft. So you was really broke. You was broke. You couldn't go, you know, you couldn't go do that. Yeah.
So what do you think you'll be doing right now if it wasn't for your career?
Man, if I wasn't doing, but I mean, I don't be honest with you, I don't know because right now I do a lot of different things, you know.
I was gonna say, yeah, you kind of all up in the board. You got a lot of different hustles, side hustles going on.
Yeah, and it comes from the lack thereof, you know what I'm saying? From dealing with a lot of that and learning so many different things. So yeah.
So what got you into producing music?
Man, I honestly been producing for a long time. Literally since I was like 7. When I started freestyling when I was 7, I started producing around the same time. I actually like to produce more than to, you know, rap or to speak. Because a lot of times when you growing up in school, I went to school in the hood at one time. I stayed with my mom, so you growing up and you know you like we gonna freestyle, you know. So it's kind of like it's a consistent thing. I didn't really like to speak. I like music though, you know. So
That makes sense.
yeah, I was more so liking to produce anyway. So yeah.
So just talking about producing, staying on the same topic. QC, right? So how did that come about exactly? Project control.
Basically, man, it was all about connection. You know what I'm saying? Networking, definitely, and that's why I stress that so much. Your network is your net worth, because that all came about through a connection. Shout out to P Sister for you know believing in me and taking me serious, and shout out to Mr. Two Official Promotions, because it wouldn't have been possible without them too. Definitely for making that happen.
Definitely. So as far as producing, what software do you use?
I use Ableton. I also use Logic as well. So definitely Ableton and Logic are the two main, you know, DAWs that I use.
Gotcha.